Wagyu beef. Wagyu beef comes from Japanese cattle breeds known for their exceptional marbling, with fine streaks of fat running throughout the meat rather than sitting only around the edges. The most famous examples come from regions such as Kobe, Matsutake, and Omi, where cattle are raised under carefully controlled conditions. That marbling gives the beef a remarkably soft texture and rich flavor, and highly graded cuts can become extremely expensive. Authentic Japanese Wagyu is graded according to factors such as marbling, meat quality, and yield, making the finest grades some of the most valuable beef in the world. The fat also has a relatively low melting point, which is why properly prepared Wagyu can feel almost creamy in the mouth. It is usually served in small portions because its richness is so concentrated. Almas Caviar. Almas caviar is an exceptionally rare type of caviar traditionally associated with the albino beluga sturgeon. The name means diamond in Persian, which fits its reputation as one of the most luxurious foods available. Its pale golden eggs are prized for their delicate texture and mild, buttery flavor. The rarity comes from the extremely small number of suitable albino sturgeon and the many years required for sturgeon to mature before producing roe. Because of that long production cycle and limited supply, Almas caviar can command extraordinary prices. Historically, beluga caviar was closely connected with the Caspian Sea region, where sturgeon fisheries became famous for producing premium roe. Today, conservation rules and restrictions on wild sturgeon harvesting have made genuine beluga caviar even more difficult to obtain. Diamond chocolate. Diamond chocolate refers to luxury chocolates that incorporate extremely expensive ingredients or edible gold and are sometimes presented as collectible confectionery. The chocolate itself may be made from high-quality cocoa, while ingredients such as rare truffles, premium nuts, or specialty spices can push the price much higher. Some luxury chocolatiers also create elaborate handmade pieces with precious metal decorations. In these cases, the cost is not determined by the chocolate alone. Craftsmanship, rarity, packaging, and presentation can become just as important as the ingredients. Some luxury chocolate creations have been designed as one-of-a-kind pieces rather than ordinary boxed chocolates. Their prices can therefore reflect the work of the chocolatier and the materials used for decoration as much as the actual amount of chocolate. White truffle. White truffles are underground fungi found mainly in parts of Italy, especially the Piedmont region. Unlike ordinary mushrooms, they grow beneath the soil and develop a powerful aroma that can transform a simple dish with only a few thin shavings. They are usually discovered with trained dogs because their scent is difficult to detect from the surface. White truffles cannot simply be cultivated on demand, and their availability depends heavily on the season and natural conditions. That combination of rarity, short shelf life, and intense aroma makes them one of the world's most expensive ingredients. Their strongest season is usually during the cooler months, when their distinctive aroma becomes especially pronounced. Chefs often shave them directly over pasta, risotto, or other simple dishes, so their fragrance is not covered by stronger ingredients. Saffron. Saffron is made from the tiny red stigmas of the Crocus sativus flower. Each flower produces only a few usable threads, and they must be harvested by hand before being carefully dried. Thousands of flowers are needed to produce a relatively small amount of saffron, making labor a major part of its price. It has been used for centuries in Persian, Indian, Mediterranean, and Middle Eastern cooking, where a small amount provides a distinctive aroma, flavor, and golden color. Because it is so concentrated, even expensive saffron is normally used in very small quantities. The flowers bloom for only a short period, so harvesting requires careful timing and a large amount of manual work. Kopi Luwak. Kopi Luwak is a coffee associated with Indonesia and is produced from coffee cherries that have passed through the digestive system of the Asian palm civet. The beans are collected, cleaned, dried, and roasted before becoming coffee. The unusual production process helped create its luxury reputation and high prices. However, the industry has also faced serious criticism because some producers keep civets in poor conditions or in captivity. As a result, the quality and ethical standards of Kopi Luwak can vary considerably, despite its reputation as an exotic luxury coffee. The digestive process is believed to alter some characteristics of the coffee beans, producing a flavor profile that can be smoother or less acidic. However, the taste varies greatly depending on the beans, processing methods, roasting, and whether the coffee was genuinely produced through traditional methods. Matsutake mushrooms. Matsutake mushrooms are highly prized in Japan for their distinctive spicy, pine-like aroma and firm texture. They traditionally grow in forests near certain species of pine and other trees, making them difficult to cultivate commercially. Their numbers have declined in some areas because of changes in forest conditions and the spread of pests that affect their natural habitat. Fresh Japanese matsutake can therefore become extremely expensive, particularly early in the season. They are often prepared simply, allowing their natural fragrance to remain the focus of the dish. In Japan, the arrival of the matsutake season is treated as an important seasonal event, and the mushrooms are often associated with autumn. They can be grilled, steamed with rice, or prepared in delicate dishes where their aroma remains noticeable. Bluefin tuna otoro. Otoro is the fattiest section of bluefin tuna, taken from the belly of the fish. Its pale appearance and dense marbling make it one of the most sought-after cuts in high-end sushi restaurants. Unlike lean tuna, otoro has a soft texture and rich flavor caused by its high fat content. Because a tuna contains only a limited amount of premium belly meat, the supply of top-quality otoro is naturally restricted. Its delicate texture also means it is usually served very fresh and with minimal preparation. The quality of otoro can vary depending on the species, size, season, and condition of the tuna. In traditional sushi, it may be served over seasoned rice with very little additional seasoning, allowing the natural richness of the fish to dominate. Bird's nest soup. Bird's nest soup is a traditional Chinese delicacy made from edible nests created by certain swiftlets. Unlike ordinary bird nests made from twigs and leaves, these nests are formed primarily from the bird's hardened saliva. After careful cleaning, the nests are soaked and cooked, producing a gelatinous texture that has been valued in Chinese cuisine for centuries. The harvesting and processing are labor-intensive, and high-quality nests can be expensive. The dish has historically been associated with wealth and special occasions rather than everyday meals. Bird's nest has been consumed in Chinese cuisine for hundreds of years and became particularly associated with banquets and ceremonial meals. Today, the nests are carefully cleaned to remove feathers and other material before being prepared, often in a lightly sweetened soup. Casu Marzu. Casu Marzu is a traditional Sardinian cheese made from sheep's milk and intentionally allowed to develop with the help of cheesefly larvae. The larvae break down the cheese's fats, creating an unusually soft texture and a very strong flavor. It is one of the most unusual traditional cheeses in Europe and has attracted attention far beyond Sardinia. Because production and sale can be restricted by food safety regulations, obtaining authentic Casu Marzu is not always straightforward. Its value comes less from conventional luxury ingredients and more from its rarity, tradition, and unusual production method. The cheese is connected closely with Sardinian food traditions and has historically been made by local producers rather than large industrial factories. Its distinctive preparation also makes it very different from most commercially produced cheeses found in supermarkets. Black Diamond Apples. Black Diamond apples are an exceptionally rare variety grown in Tibet and associated with the region around Ningxi. Their dark purple skin gives them a striking appearance, while high-altitude growing conditions and limited production keep supplies small. The fruit is carefully cultivated and often sold individually in premium packaging. Their price is driven less by an extraordinary difference in taste than by scarcity, unusual appearance, and the difficulty of producing them in such a limited environment.